So the book is about stories. Papa was about stories. No one left without one. Later when we do the Q&A, I hope some of you might tell us some of your stories. My role in the book. It's not my story. I take little credit for it. It's my grandfather's story. I'm just the conduit. He inspired it, he inspired us. For 3 generations, he was a businessman, a husband, a father, a grandfather. His reach was mostly family and business. A powerful influence, a well-established reputation, but he was not known widely until later. In the 4th generation, when he was in his 90s, he became well known locally, and the media discovered him. When the mayor changed the street name on Wazee, Papa joked, "I hope we still get our mail." When he turned 100, the national media noticed. The New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Esquire, Reuters, CNN interviewed us for his 100th birthday. That was the first major national media we ever had. We created rockmount.com to coincide. The website became our window to the world, from Antarctica to the occasional rock star. The Times of London in 2005 took the story international. In the way the story gained momentum, so did the brand. In 3 generations, it went from regional to national to international. Not bad for a little family business on Wazee, in what my grandfather called Skid Row. The hard part was to tell the story in his words, to impart his wisdom. Try reducing a rich lifetime of 107 years to 132 pages, or for that matter, 30 minutes tonight. When Curious Theater did the tribute to Papa last year, my major issue was not to trivialize him. I asked them, how do you squeeze 107 years into 20 minutes? They gave it a lot of thought and came up with a creative solution and added 10 minutes. The book is owed to many. The media deserves credit for spreading the story and helping preserve it. I began collecting historical materials when I was in high school: shirts, advertising, signage, memorabilia. Later, I started archiving the media, forming part of the raw material for the book. As I transcribed it, questions came up, and I went to Papa for answers. He added depth and meaning. Finally, last August, it culminated with tributes that left us speechless, which doesn't happen very often in the Weil family. There were syndicated stories, NPR, New York Times, CBS Sunday Morning, even the Evansville Courier-Press. It never went to his head. Papa said, not bad for a country boy from Indiana. So this is the backstory, now the context. When I came to work with my father and grandfather in 1981, Dad was my age. When he joined the company in 1954, he was, my grandfather was my age. My grandmother, who lived to 89, told my dad in the 50s that his dad is not getting any younger. They worked together for 54 years. I got an MBA so that I'd be ready the day I went solo. Who could believe that was 27 years ago? Fax machines were brand new. To be truthful, it was not always good, but we did make it work, and it's how we lived our lives. Papa told me it would work out, and it did. We used to joke that Papa was waiting for Dad and me to retire so he could take over. Our family's known for colorful language, and my father said on CBS Evening News, "How the hell can I retire if my dad won't?" Papa just kept going, not quite forever, but close to it. Papa was always there, the bedrock. He's not here now in person, but he is in spirit. Who is Papa Jack? The problem about talking about Papa is knowing where to start and not missing the good stuff. Papa had the opposite problem. He knew where to start, but had trouble with where to stop. not unlike his driving, but that's another story. The storyteller. Papa was the true storyteller. He'd seen it all, from horses and buggies to the internet. He was mesmerizing, a rare gift in these days of sound bites and video games. His media required no cables, no batteries. It was the simple power of one person telling a story to another. He imparted in minutes something more profound than what we get from hours in front of a screen. Papa's stories were famous. Kent Harif put it nicely. Jack Weil was a shrewd, lively, interesting man who lived a very long time. He had opinions on everything and was never hesitant to express them. He'd have been proud of this fond tribute by his grandson, and given half a minute, he'd have told you so and sold you one of his snap shirts before you got away. Kent was nice to say half a minute, more likely half an hour, maybe half a day. If you were in a hurry, forget it. Papa was never in a hurry when talking, only when driving. He began his career delivering words from a horse and buggy, a newspaper boy for the Evansville Courier. They sent us an image from 1912, the front cover, which Papa delivered, and it was the day after the Titanic sank. And they've arranged a book signing in Evansville, which I'm going to do. Words were important to Papa. He never used them lightly, although I doubt he read Dr. Seuss. Horton the elephant describes him. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Papa was a man who loved words, knew how to deliver them, spoken, written, and from a horse and buggy. Part of his charm was his unique vocabulary. He came from another era, but remained vital. I noted Papa-isms all my life. Cattywampus is a favorite. But it was not just the words, it was the message. Papa said, the West is not a place. It's a state of mind. We took notice when he spoke. Sure, he was cute, but much more. It was not about impressing anyone. It was about making a point. When I first started at Rockmount, I needed a credit card. The form asked how long I'd been employed. I asked Papa, what do I tell him? It'd been about 3 days. He said, tell him the truth and you don't have to remember what you told him. I can't forget it.